Hello everyone, welcome back to this mistake here that I started, but you guys really can't seem to get enough of. It's like the most popular series on my channel, where I react to scary shit that most normal people wouldn't sit down and spend a half hour watching. But hey, normal's boring, so... So for this first video, we got a video from top 15, the top 15 videos that'll make you stay up all night, and then we have one from King Frostmare. It's mysterious videos captured in the dark. So yeah, we got a lot to look into, we got a lot to cover. So let's not waste any more time. Let's roll it.
Number 15, TikTok Ghost. The next time you dance alone in your room, remember that you may not be alone. This video, taken this year by TikToker Billy Golf, what first appeared like a normal dancing video, hiddenly shows a human-like apparition in the doorway background. The person clearly believes they are alone in the house, jumping up on a countertop to dance, just as she's getting her groove on. If you watch the back room closely, a shadow figure passes in the darkness. Some in the comments of this video claim the shadow is from the person dancing, but the shadow doesn't seem to correspond to the dancer's movements. And why then does it just appear for a moment? Others say that the camera simply autofocused, making the doorway blurry, and believers of course believe it's a ghost. Perhaps the ghost is pacing backstage, preparing moves for his own audition. Number 14, Exorcism. This video features an exorcism in action as the man wails demon-like in the background. A Russian Orthodox priest places a holy book under his head and reads.
Not gonna lie guys, exorcism videos always creep me out.
The ritualistic prayers or blessing. While patting the possessed man on the chest, the man jerks and squawks, baring his teeth. As the priest continues his duty without flinching, he begins to shake his head back and forth, pale as a ghost, a blank expression on his face, and then he is still. The priest lifts his head into view of the camera as he continues to perform the exorcism, pressing something to the man's forehead. The man's eyes are rolled into the back of his head, leaving only the whites of his eyes in view, a very disturbing image. He then closes his eyes and later whispers something to the priest. The footage ends shortly thereafter, and it's unclear if the exorcism was successful or not, but if you didn't believe in demonic possession before, after watching this video, you might just find yourself a believer. Number 13, Something is in the Tree. Walking home in the dark is never a treat. It's even worse if you cross paths with something like this. Posted to YouTube in February of 2018 by Rohit Mukherjee. This ghost sighting was caught on camera in India. The YouTuber writes that one of his uncle's friends captured the creature on camera while returning home late from work with a friend. He writes, as he was coming down the road, he heard some noises, mostly shrieks, and he thought it might be an animal or something. As he was looking around, he saw something on the trees and pointed his mobile camera towards it, and then he saw this mysterious creature. The footage does show a figure in the trees. It looks like a human outline. At first, you assume it's just some oddity in the shadows, but then it moves. After seeing this creature, the men say, "Bug, bug," which means run, run. They then raced home and sent the video to Rohit's uncle. What do you think this figure could be? A ghost, an evil shadow, or some other strange entity? Or maybe it's just a monkey? Number 12, The Burning Bush. This footage shows a tree near a power line, at first appearing completely normal, natural and green-leafed, to then only moments later, lighting up the town. You can literally hear electricity coursing. As flames pierce through the tree, the flames rage, shut off, then rages through again. Then, at the end of it, reported by KGMI News Talk, a power outage occurred in Bellingham, Washington. After experiencing this equipment failure, according to Piguet Sound Energy, the tree caught flames from high-tension lines, which arced on the 1400 block of Grant Street. Although the tree was the only damage, many in the area were inconvenienced by the power outage, including several people who were trapped in an elevator. I think I'd rather be trapped in an elevator than standing next to this burning bush. Number 11. Laughing Squatter. Everyone wants to feel safe and alone in their own home. What happens when you find out you're not? Posted to YouTube in June of 2019, the YouTuber writes, "Man finds creature in ceiling crawl space that apparently laughs at him." The man in the video explains that he's not a believer in the supernatural. He's a skeptic, but sitting alone on the couch in his home that day, he started hearing a noise coming from the roof or the ceiling. He said he could hear it in the light in his living room, so he decided to investigate. In a closet in his home, there's a small hole, big enough to stick a camera through, but it doesn't look quite large enough for a normal-sized human to squeeze through. When he does get his camera up there, you can see your normal everyday attic crawl space, but over in the corner, in the darkness, are two large orbs, a pair of eyes. He sticks the camera back up there, and the eyes appear for a second again, before blinking closed, as he asks the creature what it is, expecting a response from what looks to be an animal. A child or toy's doll laughter rings through the darkness. Is Chucky in this man's attic, or does that raccoon simply have a very strange cold?
Squirrel? Raccoon? Oh my god!
One thing's for sure, you don't want to hear that laughter coming from anywhere in your home. Number 10.
That was creepy.
The Peeper. This list is probably making you feel you're as unsafe inside your home as you are outside of it. This entry is no exception. Posted by Borgburger, this video captures a man who is trying to film inside his neighbor's home. Apparently, the neighbor had been filming inside their home for weeks. The homeowner's girlfriend said that the man often approached her when she was collecting post, and she felt he was creepy. He once offered that if there was anything he could do for her, just let him know. The video shows the man in his own home entering a room across from theirs. According to the video, he picks up his camera, which had been charging, positions himself on the floor out of sight, then starts recording from a corner of the window. You can actually see the red light from his video camera appear in the darkness. He peers over the windowsill to see that no one sees him. Then he resumes recording. He is again seen more clearly, standing up to look out the window. Then he ducks back down to resume his peeping position. The man filming or photographing goes on for a solid 2 minutes, probably longer, because this clip seems to have been cut before the man finishes. The clip also shows the man being taken to the station by police. The homeowner said his girlfriend felt incredibly upset as her privacy had been violated. Who wouldn't? Considering her intuition about this man, this just goes to show that you should always trust your gut. A search of official reports of this invasion of privacy could not be found, so it's unclear whether or not this situation ended in charges being pressed against the culprit. Whatever the case, this one will make you pull your shutters closed and lock them tight. Number 9. Hitchhiking. We've all been warned never to pick up hitchhikers, but that advice especially goes for paranormal ones. This dashcam footage was posted in July of 2019. The dashcam's clock shows that the
Oh yeah, I remember this one too.
clip was taken around 2 in the morning. If you blink, you'll miss it, so pay careful attention. Driving down a dark and empty highway, the car is traveling at a fairly fast speed when, off to its right, in the empty lane, appears a figure. Some say it has its thumb out for a ride. Do you see it? Is it a ghost? Or is it just a regular person with a bad wish? After all, who hails a ride in the middle of the road during the darkness of night? Only someone who's looking to get run over, or at least doesn't mind testing fate, whether ghost or real boy. This isn't something you want to see while driving down a dark road at 2 a.m. It might very well send you into a terrified tailspin, making you the next ghost on the highway. Number 8. Motion at the door. Security systems can be the difference between life and passing away. A homeowner claims that this Ring doorbell system saved his life. Published to YouTube in December of 2017 by Michael Hernandez. Hernandez writes, "At around 3:30 a.m., my family and I were woken up to my Ring app notifying me that there was a motion at the front door. Once I opened my eyes, I noticed flames coming from my bedroom window." Hernandez said that the app sounded off 3 or 4 times already before waking him. When he ran to the front door to get the hose, he couldn't open it because the door was too hot. As he attempted to use an extinguisher to quell the flames, his fiancée called for help. As you can see in the video, the crackling blaze was more than just a bit of motion. It grew to enormous heights quickly. Soon it was billowing and entering the entryway to the homeowner's front door. His entire front yard is soon in flames, and finally at about 3 minutes in, you see the homeowner open the front door to retrieve the hose, only to be forced back inside as the blaze is too hot to handle. About 30 seconds later, he attempts to put down the flames with the extinguisher, but they have grown to billowing heights. According to ABC 7 News, the flames broke out at 3:30 a.m. in Corona, California, and Hernandez, his fiancée Katie, and his brother managed to get out unharmed. It's unclear what caused the flames. As of the ABC 7 report, an investigation into the matter was yet undetermined. Number 7. Hair flip. TikToker Queen Alex posted this haunting video to the site. The clip shows a phone strapped onto a stand, recording footage of a woman in the distance near a forest. You might have to watch this clip a few times to see it, but if you look at the tree to the right of her, you can see what appears to be a figure move from one side of the tree to the other. What is going on here? Is it a trick of visual trickery, or have we all fallen into some time warp loop? Whatever it is, it's seriously uncanny. I wouldn't go anywhere near that forest. Number 6. Thunderbolt and lightning. Very, very frightening. This one would certainly wake you
Interesting rhyme.
up at night and probably wouldn't let you go back to sleep. Posted by Awesome Narwhal to Reddit. He writes, "Saw a post about lightning and decided to share my own. The very short 3-second clip shows a lightning bolt blaze just outside the window, reaching what appears to be a tree off to the left. The entire tree lights up, not unlike the electrified burning bush from the earlier entry. This is such a scary act of nature that it almost makes you want to feel the heat yourself, but that is certainly not a good idea." Number 5. Ghost exit. Some videos have the power to keep us up all night long. As we're drifting off to sleep, they enter into our subconscious, making us sit bolt upright. The fear is real. The fright. This was posted to Reddit with the uploader writing, "My friend is security at the airport, and he saw this through the security cameras." The video shows an American Airlines desk with what appears to be a service door beside it. The airport looks empty. Perhaps the security footage
I needed a minute from that lightning bolt one. That was crazy.
was taken during closing hours. But if it's empty, what makes the door do this? The door swings open aggressively, with no one behind it. These types of doors are usually heavy and secure, and as AstralCath explains in the comments, are often locked or require a manual code to open, so it's unclear how wind or something natural might have burst the door open like this. So what could it be? Theories in the comments range from a ghost running late for a flight to unequal air pressure. Redditor Steve MageGod points out that there's a slight shadow change before the door flings open, so as usually happens, we've got those who think this is paranormal activity on one side, and the skeptics who suggest this could be readily explained on the other. Which side are you on? Number 4. ghost voice. A ghost voice drifting from deep inside a tunnel is something that nightmares are made of. That's what Amy Dancing Again posted to the Chills Narrator subreddit under the title Ghost Voice at WW2 Oil Storage Tunnels in Darwin, NT, Australia. Although the acoustics of this tunnel have been called haunting, our research uncovered no further reported paranormal activities in the tunnels, although they seem like the perfect setting for them. The tunnels were built to protect oil. Japan went after the city of Darwin no less than 64 times during this time frame, ending in 1945, with only 6 of the 11 tunnels completed. The tunnels were then opened to the public in 1992, which is how this Redditor came to explore them. They were the only people in the tunnel, as they arrived early. Another Redditor wrote in the thread that the way the camera moves when you hear the voice makes the video seem legit. What is this voice saying? I just can't seem to make it out. Number 3. Acrobatic snake. Security cameras often catch those creatures that we'd rather know nothing about. This is one of them. This video took place in Southern California. The uploader writes, "This thing fell through the wood under the eave of my house and struggled for 3 hours until it fell." The vid starts where it happened in the daytime and then goes to the event. The uploader adds that whatever the creature is came out at the top right near the vent, and it happened between midnight and 3:30 in the morning. The footage shows what appeared to be a tentacle-like object, which appears and then disappears several times. The pointy end of it starts wiggling, and it stretches out, as if it's trying to reach the vent.
Looks like a rattlesnake.
The other end still attached to the wall. It does finally manage to acrobat over, and get its head up in there.
Oh, that's
and
its
before
head.
you know it, it's squirming up into the vent, its tail waggling all over the place. It's then seen wrapping around a nearby pole, before it climbs down the wall. Last seen on the ground at 3:30 in the morning. Looks like an acrobatic snake to me. Whatever the creature is, it's sure to keep you up at night. Number 2. Do ghosts exist? If you ever question the paranormal, maybe test your skepticism with this video. This footage was captured in the Czech Republic and posted in January of 2012. The uploader writes, "This footage will prove once and for all ghosts exist." The clip shows a snowy road in the darkness of night. A car is stalled in the road as blizzard-like conditions swirl all around. Then in front of it, a semi-transparent figure appears. There is a glow at the top of what would be its head, like a flame. It stops in the middle of the camera's purview before disappearing again. Some of the comments note that the thing, whatever it is moving in the opposite direction as the wind and the snow. Commenter Denise M. Sanders suggests it was a person who was hit while crossing the road and passed away on the scene. Many agree that this looks like legit paranormal activity. What do you think? Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying my narration every Tuesday.
That was a good one.
Number 1, Forest Ghost. When you see a video titled Most Authentic Ghost Footage of All Time, you know it's gonna be good. You also know it's sure to keep you up at night. Posted by YouTuber Faden in August of 2006, the footage was filmed at Triangular Field in November of 2001. The original uploader said that the figures are floating up into the trees because where you see the flat rock, there's actually a 10-foot drop. In the video, you can see a vague figure drifting amongst the trees. From this distance, it's hard to tell what it could be.
Okay. One thing I gotta say about this video is I already know this one's fake. If you pay attention to the location of the figures, they all go in the same direction in perfect sequence. Either these ghosts are really dedicated to their job as military soldiers, or it's CG.
But most agree it's not human. One YouTuber in the comments, MV and Even, claims to have interviewed the people who took this video for a podcast and says they're legit and so is this video. Others insist that this is the best ghost footage they've ever seen. Some paranormal experts claim to have heard sounds of battle in the field and also claim that camera equipment has been known to fail on site. This seems like the perfect place to find spirits roaming with unfinished business. Do you think that's what this is? Or do you have a better explanation? Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because we upload new countdown.
Yeah, that was a bad one to end on. I'm sorry. Alright, now we move on to King Frostmare's mysterious videos captured in the dark.
And tonight, hello guys, our first clip today was recorded by a Reddit user called Ramalade2. His thread is called Orc Looking Figure Captured on Camera, and in there he is telling viewers about an unexplained sighting that his surveillance camera made earlier this year. Apparently a figure is walking into frame and seemingly coming out of some sort of field close to the tractor on screen. Ramalade stated that the next morning he noticed two leaves that went totally black and the wood this creature went past appeared to be rotting. This whole incident was recorded close to 3 AM at night. After a couple of minutes, we see this unusual and big figure. The way it's walking is pretty odd to say the least.
Okay.
Look how it's walking in place, but still moving forward. A second CCTV camera captured the creature once more. As it keeps walking into the night, it appears to be holding some kind of rope.
What is that thing?
What's your idea? Is it just a hoax or something inexplicable?
It's a good video though, regardless of whether or not it's real or not.
The following sighting was caught by a channel with the name Akron Paranormal Investigations in the early morning hours. Gettysburg is known for its many sightings of spirits and ghostly events, and it's not surprising that Akron could capture something really interesting on camera. While the owner of the channel is filming a wide field of where history transpired in 1863, he noticed an odd transparent figure in the distance. It appears that a man in a black suit and hat is walking across the fields. Is it a spirit from another time period? The cameraman is 100% certain that no living soul was with him, or any other person in general could have been walking these fields at the time. This video features 3 young women who were out on a party night over the weekend. After they had decided to call it a night, they went to their apartment. It appears that something else was with them in the car though. Nothing crazy on first clips, but let's look a bit closer. What exactly got captured here in the back seat? It looks like an odd face to me.
I was looking at the other face on that
Also noticed the
woman's
orb
shoulder.
flying by on the top of the frame. I guess this one will remain a mystery. This video was recorded in front of a house which belonged to an elderly lady. She had passed away a couple of days prior to this recording. Neighbors claimed to have heard unexplained sounds. Some even stated that they saw the lights turning on inside the residence. One morning, a man recorded odd activity on his way to work. I think it is quite hard to make out. After checking the recording at home though, there was something else on the tape. A figure seems to be standing on top of the iron fence.
Ooh. I also saw a transparent figure.
Friends speculate.
I don't know if you guys saw it, but I also saw a transparent figure right in front of the door as he was pulling him out. Here, let me run it back here a bit.
Odd activity on his way to work.
Yeah, like right. My cursor's not on. Okay, the bush that's in front of the mirror. The second twig from the right. Look right above that, in between the fence lines, you can see what looks like a transparent child through the door. I don't know if anyone else saw that, but
Friends
I did.
speculated that it could be the Grim Reaper. What do you think? Another Reddit user with the name of Watto81 noticed one night that his son was behaving pretty unusual. He caught him talking to an unknown presence and also witnessed some interesting activity on camera. What could he capture that night? Watto states, I noticed my child standing in the COT pointing to the corner of the room, appearing to interact with someone. I decided to start recording to show the wife how strange he is acting, when all of a sudden I hear a weird sound in his room. He then appears to carry on pointing, so I decided to get him. The noise is at 15 seconds. The shing sound in the background is white noise that we always have in this room. Let me know what you think. I'm hoping for a logical explanation. Now let's listen to that sound. There was also a possible orb that was passing by.
It's hot.
Could he maybe capture something unearthly?
You know, they do say that babies and infants, toddlers, they have they have the ability to see what more developed eyes can't. Strange as that sounds, I believe that though, because you know for example, Mela, my daughter, she's seen some things that I couldn't see. You know, she never got to meet my dad, you know, her grandpa, but when she first saw his picture, she just had this big smile on her face, like she knew who that was. Even though she'd never seen him before, she knew who that was. And shortly after, we started doing this thing. We were thinking it might have been just a coincidence or something like that. But then we started doing this thing where we would ask her, "Where is Grandpa? Where is Grandpa at?" And she would look up and point at his urn. Yeah, it always got me to believe that even though he's not alive anymore, my dad is still watching over the family, watching over his granddaughter. So I can believe this. I can believe that the whole thing about infants and toddlers being able to see the supernatural.
This is a recording from a surveillance camera in an older apartment complex. We will see 3 residents entering an elevator at different times and on different floors. The camera seems to pick up something else though, which appears to be waiting in one of the corners of the elevator. As the First Lady exits the elevator, we can't really pick up anything that would look out of place. Shortly after, a second person calls the elevator up to the 4th floor. He enters and makes his way down to the 1st floor. While this is taking place, a lady on the 2nd floor is calling for the elevator next. Notice how a humanoid shape all of a sudden is now standing in the corner of the elevator.
Mm-hmm. Seen this clip before.
It travels up to the 2nd floor, ready for the lady to step in. It appears to be empty at this point. Takes it down to the 1st floor, and the humanoid shape is gone. Pretty curious, isn't it?
A little girl.
A paranormal researcher and his partner have investigated a house in a local area in Mexico, which was said to be haunted. He starts his investigation in the midst of night and finds some inexplicable phenomenon. After letting his viewers in on the ghostly history of this apartment, and apparently scratching and knocking noises that can be heard at night, the man notices the noises for himself and asks if anybody is around.
¿Quién está ahí? ¿Quién está ahí? Si oyeron algo, que subamos.
That was a little
Weirdly
creepy.
enough, it clearly sounds as if children are in the house.
Habla más fuerte, yo no te escucho. ¿Qué fue eso?
He scouts out different rooms in the residence until the sounds get louder. Something seems to be closer than expected.
Espérate, aquí. ¿Escuchaste? ¿Escuchaste?
And then they capture what appears to be an apparition.
Es que en este cuarto y en esas escaleras. ¿Qué es eso?
Asómate,
No puedes subir más. Aquí.
chiquita, asómate.
Yo no la veo.
Is it a little girl? Who can say? Thank you so much for watching, guys. See you all next week and stay frosty.
Not bad. Some good videos on that one. Doesn't really freak me out like most videos I watch do, but it was good. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next Paranormal Man, and as always, I'll leave a link in the description to Top 15 and King Frostmare, so you can go check them out. And yep, bye. Alright, yeah, that's GG on the killer. Kind of annoying, but yeah, what can you do? A hardcore potato just... Are you kidding me? Hardcore potato, why'd you just disconnect? You know, you just gave away pretty much all of your blood points. Whatever.